Today we're going to look at, I guess, Transformers Missing Link Sunstreaker, which is pretty exciting. Here we have the front of the box, which is, the fancy black and white box. It pretty much says the same thing on all the sides, telling you that it's authentic and what it is. And you get the old back side, which contains your legal information and your lucky numbers and reminders of recycling. So yeah, let's get this thing out so we can see the second layer of box. Here we have the, I guess, inner box, which is much more colorful and much more, I guess, G1 looking than the normal packaging. You get the top of the box showing off your little transformation. Some more of your writing on the front. Some nice classic looking art there. Take a little peek in there of old Sunstreaker and his little friend that comes with him. Here's all your legal information and lucky numbers and such. Assume you can read Japanese. Same with the back of the box. You also get your little power stats there and a little bit more of that classic box art. It's all pretty exciting stuff. So yeah, let's go get this thing out of here and take a look at it. I'm also a crazy person who got the, I guess, white Diaclone version, which is pretty much the same figure, just it's in white, which is pretty much the same looking box, except it's C6 instead of C05. Yeah, pretty much the same looking box, just, they swapped out some of the art, but, everything else looks pretty much the same, so take a look at this guy, too. You also get your little packet of instructions and a little red strip so you can read the back of the box, and some stickers, which probably never actually put on, so that's exciting. Here we have a very nice, I guess, styrofoam box that it comes in, which is super nice for the environment, but, that's how they came like 40 years ago, so that's nice. He's just sitting there. Get your little pieces, get your missiles, some of your fists, your little guy in plastic. Get your very shiny weapon here, which looks really nice. Shiny. So yeah, let's go get this guy out of here. Here we have our little Diaclone guy, which looks pretty nice. Does have a little bit of, I guess, silver on there and some nice pants and a little bit of silver on the back. There's not much to him, and he's pretty tiny, but he does have movable arms and legs, so you can get him into a driving position, which is pretty nice. And then once you get him into this little driving position here, you can open up the, I guess, cockpit hood of the car. Sort of cram him in his little seat in there. There you go. Now you can drive away, and you can't see him in there, so that's nice. Little guy. Here we have our, I guess, car in car mode, which looks pretty nice. Pretty much exactly how the original car looked. Do get some little Autobot logo there, little headlights, little bit on the side to give it some nice wheels on there, which are rubber, and do some nice chrome on there. Get your, I guess, souped up engine back here and a little chromed out spoiler. There's a bit of paint on here, which does give it a little bit of color. Here's our backside, which looks pretty nice. Pretty much just his arm there. Not much going on the bottom side. It's pretty flat, but you can see your little guy's legs there. Yeah, looks good. Looking good. And yes, it also rolls, which is pretty cool. Good times. Here we have our other little guy, which is exactly the same as the Sunstreaker's little guy. He's just a little painted a little different. He's black and white with some more silver on there. And if you bend him up the right way, he can also learn to drive, which pretty much opens up the same way. You don't need to sort of cram him in there very carefully, hopefully. Then you can close them up. There you go. They have good old white version, or what do they call them? Cordon? which much more of a, I guess going for a police car vibe, but it's kind of the same, just, you know, white instead of yellow, but it does have some writing on the sides. Same bit of little engine detail in there. It does have some couple of lights. Little badge up there as well. But everything else is pretty much the same in car mode. Just, you know, white. That's fun. And yes, he also rolls about the same as well. Good times. Sunstreaker all transformed, which looks pretty nice, fairly similar to his original toy. This has some very awkward long arms, which do kind of bend, and they do kind of bend this way as well, plus kind of bend like that. I don't know if they're really supposed to, but, you know, part of the transformation. Get a nice little head sculpt up here, which really doesn't move or anything, or you can kind of look down, but I don't think he, you know, just due to the transformation, so he can, I guess, have a weird alternate head. But, you know, I'm probably going to just keep it like this. To get his little, I guess, shoulder pylon things that just sort of plug in there, which is pretty nice. Apparently you can also use them as replacements for his fists if you don't want him to have fists. Or you can, you know, stick in one of these missiles, but probably not going to take these missiles off of this sprue, so fist it is. Does have a very nice body there with this little Autobot symbol. Some more, I guess, bit detailing under there as well. Does have these nice little legs down here, which do have some knees and I guess some hips, which looks pretty nice. They really can't go outward more than about like this, so you can go all the way out, but, you know, it's something you can do if you want to. There's these big old feet here, which have a bit of a ratchet there, and do twist a little, so, but his knees are kind of weak, at least on mine. I don't know how much posing other than standing there he'll do. Here, the back of his legs, he just has these little, I guess, heels, so he doesn't fall over. Get your backside over here, which is pretty much just the underside of the car. That's where his spoiler hangs out, but it's a fairly thin guy. But he looks nice for pretty much just being a G1 toy with some knees, which is nice. You can also kind of, I guess, roll along in robot mode since his wheels are down there, and so I guess, you know, that's fun. Here we have his mold mate, which looks pretty nice. Looks pretty much the same as, you know, Sunstreaker, just slightly different coloring and a little bit of different detailing, plus just big old lights on his chest. Got those fists in there, and finally, you know, same kind of movement or articulation. Plus he can also do the weird kind of rolling walk thing. So yeah, there you go. Pretty much the same, just white in a cop car. And plus, if you also want him to hold his gun here, you gotta take his fist out of there, and his arm splits open, which if you hit this little, you gotta press this to get it to kind of flip out if you can, which is easier said than done. There you go. Which gives him another fist, which you gotta turn around, and then you can get the old fist out of there. Then you can sort of jam it in there if you just get it, which is pretty tight. There you go. Now I can hold his weapon, so he can, you know, defend freedom and justice, or, you know, whatever the Autobots are doing. There you go. Good times. Overall, these both these guys are fairly nice, but I don't think they're quite as good as, I guess, Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. Maybe just because I never really had these two when I was younger. But I don't, they're just not as, I don't think they're quite as fun. But they're still really nice though, and, definitely worth the money. So yeah, if you really like them, I guess, go out and go get them. Why not? You can do whatever you want. Here we have the inside of a little packet, which is nice. Get your little red thing, get your instructions. You also get your little Sunstreaker card, which is pretty nice. Assume you can read any of that. You also get your stickers here, which looks nice. I'm probably still never gonna actually put these on or anything, but here they are. You also get your little booklet here, which I guess some nice little art there. Some more little, I guess, information about these two guys. Here's a more look at the art there. And the old backside here. Get some more artwork. You also get a look at good old Optimus Prime here, which is really nice. With the single cab or the cabin trailers you could get. Plus Bumblebee and Cliffjumper there. Which looks nice. More little information over here. And both these guys are really nice. So let's see how the rest of this line turns out. Then with your little, I guess, red piece here, you can take it over here and just try to get a look at your specs there. Assume you can read Japanese and know what all these stats mean. But yeah, this is this is what this is for. If you had the old toys, you know what this is. Yeah, there you go. You have the inside of, I guess, Cordon's box. You get your little red strip. Slightly different set of, I guess, stickers and decals you can put on. Still probably not gonna put them on. Get his card here, which is pretty much the same as Sunstreaker's, just different guy in the front. Pretty much the same on the back. Get your catalog here, which is same catalog. And so get your instructions. There you go. Cordon specs, which are, I guess, slightly different than Sunstreaker's, but hopefully you can read that. Assuming you can read Japanese. There you go. Good time.